That petition was presented to the Electoral Commission, and amongst all this, we've been told about a stakeholder involvement in all this and the fact that you have the capacity. The onus lies on you. Why are you still waiting for the NDC to provide evidence, even if they haven't done it? They've raised concerns. They've talked about Pusiga, Tamale South, Tolong, and now I'm hearing about Awing as well. A number of constituencies and issues have come up. Why is the EC remaining adamant? If you indeed want to produce a credible register, why? What's wrong with doing that audit? You've talked about the CI, but really, yeah, you've talked about the audits that is enshrined in this particular, CI. But what's wrong with giving us this audit that the NDC is talking about?
However, thank you once again. Let me start responding to this by addressing certain concerns raised by Honorable Kofi Adams. In our press conference, when we mentioned that there were plants in the register, we mentioned to the effect that we've had an instance where people who registered, instead of their pictures, you saw plants. But we used the exhibition process to correct it. So we were trying to make the point that the essence of the exhibition is to do corrections, is to correct the register. And we've had an instance in the past. And Mr. Adams was also mentioning about the Ghana card. The EC was pushing for the Ghana card because we've noticed that political party actors, they cajole children, people who are not 18 years, to go and register as voters. The guarantor system has been strongly abused. And we believe that it's in the interest of the NDC, it's in the interest of the MPP if we have a credible register, if we have only those who are qualified to be on the voters' roll. And thinking of the commission...
Just before you move forward, the Ghana card itself also adapts the guarantor system.
Please, let him speak.
No, I'm saying that there's a guarantor system in the card he thinks that he wants to rely heavily on.
But you have to allow him to make his point.
I was making the point that when we have that, the Ghana card, as you rightly pointed out, they've gone through a process. So, and we know for the Ghana card, it will be very difficult for someone who is not 18. I'm not ruling out that some people will do it. So the thinking of the commission was that if we could have that, it will go a long way, the credibility of the register we are talking about. Always, we have an instance where people who are not 18 years, they get onto the roll, and at times, through the challenge process, we end up putting them on the exceptions list. And these are people who may not have the chance to vote for many, many years. So the thinking of the commission is that, and this is something the commission has not departed from. When we finish this election, we will make sure we will push it. And we know that, as Honorable pointed out, once we have many people having the Ghana card, almost all those who qualify getting it, to make it easier for us. And let's make very clear, I think Mr. Nimaku or Dr. Asante was even talking about, in 2020, when we did the registration, out of the 27,000 people who registered, however, we had almost 61% to 62%, almost 61% using the Ghana card. And this was 2020. 2020. But when we did the limited registration in 2023, we rather had the Ghana card being almost about 37%.
2020 you were registering.
2023.
That's the
2023. Then 2024 to the number. So the commission strongly believes that for those who are minors, they will probably will have the Ghana card. But because they are not 18, they won't go to the registration center with it. So Honorable is interested in a credible register.
Exactly.
Dr. Asante has been to all of us.
Everyone.
So we need to. So we at the commission believe that if we use the Ghana card, it will go a long way to strengthen our democracy.
But you didn't get to use it now, so let's talk about what we have now.
Now, what we have now, I know the NDC has raised concerns about the register. Let me say emphatically that the EC has called on the NDC to come to the discussion table. Because we believe that all of us are interested in a credible voters' roll. And the EC has maintained that we don't get that credible register when we do demonstrations. We can only get it when we judge or we sit at the discussion table. So we want the NDC to come to us. We want to engage all the parties because it's very, very important. You know, we've mentioned that the exhibition is a self-auditing mechanism embedded in our laws, which the commission has been using. Now, MFA, when you look at the register we have, this is how we go about it. And Honorable Adams has been in it for many years. When people register, this is a raw data we've gotten from the field. It's a very raw information we've gotten from the field. And when we get that raw data, when we're about to do the exhibition, we now situate them in the various districts. We do that in the various districts. So that's when you begin the cleaning process. So when you talk about auditing, bringing in external experts, that process of cleaning, which is enshrined in the law, the commission has just started it, and we are working on it. And MFR, one thing we need to also make clear is that the register, when we finish working on it, we will give all the register to the political parties. Mr. Adams raised some concerns about transfers. We've explained to the NDC that when we were generating the data, the software generated all the transfers that have taken place. Because this register was compiled in 2020. All the transfers that are taking place on this register. So it's something we've explained that you just have to disaggregate. 2024 is this, 2023 is this, 2020 is also that. So we had these cumulative transfers, and I know he will vouch behind the scenes that he knows the EC did not have any intention of doing any wrong thing to the people of Ghana. Oh, I know we do engage the politicians. So let me continue also by saying that the Pusiga incident,
yes,
the issue issued a statement that the district officer in charge we've suspended, and we've checked, we've gone through the register.
How about the director?
That's the district officer.
Okay.
We've suspended him and we finished investigation.
But they say it goes beyond the district officer, at least.
No,
some
the commission has done the investigation,
okay,
and we are working on it. We've gone through the entire register and MFR. We've never identified any of that transfers.
None in Tamale South, none in Tolong.
I think what Honorable was mentioning was that the people were in the Tamale South. Those people were in the Tamale South and possibly the Tolong, and they were transferred to that particular place. So let me say that for the Electoral Commission, we want all the parties on board. Because if there is anyone interested in the credible register, it's the Electoral Commission. I know the parties are equally. But if I made this point on one of your shows that in West Africa, with the exception of Cape Verde, Cape Verde's population is almost about less than 600,000. With the exception of Cape Verde, it's only Ghana that has over 54% of its citizens qualified as voters, and they are on the voters register. This is information that can easily be verified. You go to Nigeria, they are doing maybe about 44%, Cote d'Ivoire. So that clearly indicates that there is something the Electoral Commission in Ghana is doing very, very right. So regarding the NDC concerns with the register, we want to give them the assurance that there is no cause for alarm. When we gave them the register,
no cause for alarm, meaning the audit will be done.
When we met them, NDC highlighted about 5 main concerns. All the concerns NDC highlighted, including 3,957 persons whose names have been deleted from the 2023 register, we have addressed them.
The 3,957.
957.
They also talked about 2,994 voters transferred, to different polling stations.
That's the cumulative transfer.
That has been done.
That has been done.
How about the 15,000 plus unidentified voter transfer parts, potential issues with fake registrations?
That has been done. We've addressed all the concerns.
And the 243,540 previous transfers.
That's mainly the cumulative. That's mainly the cumulative transfer. We've addressed all. The only thing we've not addressed is NDC calling for a re-exhibition.
Exactly.
Then also calling for a forensic audit.
Yes.
But that one, Commission has maintained that when you call for a forensic audit now, it's very, very, very premature. Because the process of having the final register has taken off. Wait for us and let's do it. And we will invite you. If you want us to meet, our doors are open. You know, Mr. Nimaku said the MPP is intending to meet. Our doors are open because we don't do it for ourselves. Honorable, that we go to Parliament, they question us on a lot of things. This Electoral Commission, headed by Mrs. Jane Mensah, will never do anything untoward. We will ensure that everything that is necessary, everything that is proper, we need to put that in place.
But it's been said that this posturing by the Electoral Commission, at least, if you say you have nothing to hide and that all that you've said you've done, at least in these corrections that you say you've done, just sit with the parties, just a minute, sit with the stakeholders involved, consensus. You've talked about stakeholder involvement amongst others, because some have raised the concerns that this posturing of the Electoral Commission is not building confidence in the parties and the general public.
However, I think in the press conference, which was addressed by Mr. Samotite, we made it very clear that NDC should come to the discussion table. Our doors are open to all the political parties. In the coming days, there will be a meeting.
What will happen at that discussion table? For which reason you insist the NDC must come before that audit can be done?
I mean, for what we are saying is that all the concerns you have, so that we'll have the opportunity to demonstrate everything to you that they have been addressed. In that meeting, Mr. Adams was not there.
Okay.
The NDC gave us the assurance that all the concerns they have addressed, they have identified, they will give them to the Electoral Commission.
They agreed.
Mr.
Adams,
so maybe Mr. Adams, and I remember later on, Dr. Tanko mentioned it on your program that they have decided they won't give until we accept the forensic audit. I watched it on, maybe, it
was on PM Express.
PM Express, so I did that. So basically, they used to give them the assurance that we know what you are saying, we've done them, but for you to be sure. And in that same meeting, the NDC head of IT identified one of the persons whose names has been deleted from the register. In that same meeting, we gave him the assurance, this person you are saying his name has been deleted. The person's name is intact. Yeah. So what the Electoral Commission is saying is that we are ready to meet with all the parties. And this is what we are going to do. So as we are speaking now, the cleaning of the register to ensure we use it for the election, that process is ongoing.
Okay.
And we want all the parties to be on board because Mr. Adams is interested in a credible register. Dr. Santu, who is not even a leader of any party, because of civil society and the interest of our country, is interested. MFI, you are. And I think that it will be very, very bad omen on us as an Electoral Commission if we go into an election knowing that there are problems in the register when we can address. And that's what the Commission is doing.
I need to take a quick break. Yeah.